Welcome to the GCNTech show.
This week is Manon and I, because Alex is on a top secret mission at the Tour Down Under, looking for the lightest pro bike tick.
Whilst he's out there searching for bikes and avoiding drop bears, we've got loads of cool stuff this week. We've got the brand new Cannondale, no pins news, UCI rules, and
our main talking point, which is why 2023 isn't looking great for the bike industry.
But could be looking good for you.
It doesn't look good for the bike industry this year.
No. Does the bike industry have a problem? And what does it mean for people buying bikes and kit? Could we benefit from it?
To explain the situation that the bike industry is now in, we need to go on a journey through time and space, back to 2020 when the COVID pandemic first hit. So people decided that they wanted to ride bikes more, get fitter, and get healthier. This was for a number of reasons. The gyms were all shut, you couldn't go on holiday, you couldn't go down the pub, and you consequently weren't spending money on those things or anything else that was banned during COVID, and so people had money to spend on bikes and cycling.
There really was a cycling boom, and we even saw it here at GCN with more people watching our videos than ever before, especially the ones aimed at beginner cyclists.
Yeah, and in some places you couldn't even ride outside, so indoor training saw a huge uplift too, when places where there were curfews and you had to just stay indoors and exercise there.
We've come a long way, haven't we?
Yeah, seems like a long time ago.
I remember doing those 15-minute loops because you couldn't go X far from your house. The only problem was, though, that the surge in demand caught the bike industry off guard, and COVID really did affect production. So there was more demand, but they just couldn't meet it, and that meant that the prices of things went up.
Yeah, and we even did videos at the time about the global bike shortage that ensued because of this. And manufacturers were scrabbling around trying to sort of, ramp up production and meet that increased demand. But the problem has been that since then, as they've ramped up production, we've had problems because of the COVID outbreak, but then also the Ukraine war, which people didn't necessarily see coming. And this has caused big economic issues and plunged the world into a global recession. Interest rates have increased, as has inflation, and the result is that people have less spending power. Just ask anyone that's, got a mortgage at the moment. And in addition to that, gyms have reopened and people are able to go and do the other things that they weren't able to do during the pandemic. So there's just less demand for people wanting to go cycling.
Another interesting piece of the puzzle comes from an article in The Guardian where it says that everybody that started cycling in lockdown to commute or, just wanted to ride absolutely loved it. But now that we're going back to normal life, they don't feel safe on the roads, so they've stopped cycling.
Yeah, like the increased traffic levels is
everybody's,
putting them off now.
travelling back.
I think a few places probably experience that, but it's a whole nother topic.
It is.
However, overall, the result of this is that many brands have got their forecasting wrong and are now sitting on a lot of stock which there just isn't enough demand for.
Basically, it's the opposite of what we saw in COVID when everybody wanted a bike and there wasn't enough to go around. But it should be stressed that not all bike brands find themselves in this situation. A lot forecasted that this increase in bike was like a little bump, and others just thought it'd continue and go on forever.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sort of business gamble that, a lot of companies sort of got wrong, and they thought that the COVID bubble bump in sales and increased demand was going to continue, but it's something that I think is easy to criticise with hindsight. And I wouldn't really want to criticise it too much because I was never in, don't judge a man or a woman, a person. Don't judge a person until you walked a mile in their shoes. That's sort of what I'd say.
But also it could mean that we see this surplus bike stock reduced as they try and get rid of the stock and clear it.
Yeah, which could be great news for consumers. It means that there could be, bikes and
bargains.
Bike kit, that's sold at a reduced price. But I'm still a bit wary of that on the basis that because of the high rise of raw materials cost and inflation in general, and that the recession that we're in, the sort of that's eaten in to the profits of all companies, not just cycling companies. And so as a result, I don't think that brands are going to be able to discount as much as they would have been able to before, because generally the cost of goods across the board has increased.
In addition, though, brands that are sat on a lot of stock are less likely to spend lots of money on R&D, marketing and new tech, which is a big downside. And this could also mean less money for sponsorships and teams and racing as well.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
No.
I tell you what, it could be worse though.
What?
Well, you could have started a online paddleboard selling business in 2022.
True.
Is anyone buying paddleboards anymore? It felt like it was a big COVID thing.
Yeah, I wasn't cool enough to have a paddleboard, unfortunately.
And at least we don't have to have that stupid screen between us anymore.
Don't get started on the screen.
COVID screen.
Yeah.
Anyway, people who are likely to struggle throughout this, though, that we mustn't forget, is local bike shops. So as ever, we love local bike shops. Support your local bike shop. They're a pillar of the cycling community. So if you've got a job that needs doing on your bike or your bike needs fixing, find and make friends with a good local bike shop.
Shop local. But let us know down in that comment section what you thought of our main talking point. Time now for hot and spicy tech.
All right, first up this week, we've got the new Cannondale Super 6 Evo. Now, Alex has spotted this down on the ground at the Tour Down Under, being ridden by some of the EF riders. However, the mechanics are trying to cover it up every time he tries to go near it. So he's doing his best to get more details.
Do you think that's because of Alex or because...
Well, it's supposed to be under wraps. So the bike has been accidentally leaked.
Gossip.
And this is because apparently Rafa, who are the team's clothing partner, released some promotional shots of riders in their new Rafa kit riding the new bike by mistake. And so details haven't been officially released by Cannondale yet, but what people have worked out from looking at the photos is that it appears that the bike no longer has a press fit bottom bracket and now has a threaded outboard bottom bracket. This is hugely significant because Cannondale were a brand that massively championed the press fit bottom bracket. They invented BB30 and BB30A bottom bracket standards and were like, oh yeah, press fit, woo! So now that they're saying no to press fit, it's not a good advert for press fit.
No, it's not. But hopefully Alex can find out some more details. He might need to get his elbows out though.
Yeah.
Get that bike, Alex.
Yeah. And get his long lens and just hide in a bush.
Bit weird. But
yeah.
Things you have to do.
Well, anyway, other things on the bike is it appears to have much bigger tyre clearance than the previous one, so you can expect, well, I say much bigger, 2 or 3 mil more tyre clearance, you'd imagine. So going up to sort of 32, 34. And then you've also got different cable routing at the front. So previously, if you wanted to not run an integrated one-piece bar and stem, you had this kind of weird cable management thing where the cables were routed through a slot in the head tube at the front, and it didn't look the tidiest. So I think that's been altered on the new one as well. But we'll have to wait and see.
We'll find out soon. Get to work, Alex.
So next up, we've got some cool aero socks.
Love socks.
From SILCA, right?
What have you got, Ollie?
So check these out. There you go.
Oh,
open a pair of those up. You can have a look.
It's like Christmas all over again.
Right. So these have been developed by Josh Portner at SILCA.
They feel nice.
These are pretty interesting. So, well, the first thing with aero socks is I know a lot of people turn their noses up.
Can I just say one thing first? They don't feel like aero socks.
Yeah. Right. So, we did a video recently. It's not had a huge amount of views. So if you've not seen it, check it out because it's a really interesting chat that we did with Dan Bigham, who is an aerodynamics and kit expert for Team Ineos. And in it, he said the best bang for buck sort of upgrade that you could get is aero socks.
Really? Over everything else?
He says aero socks offer a surprising benefit because they are just cylinders exposed to the wind. Anyway. That's by the by. What the interesting thing with these is that most aero socks to date have a kind of a normal sock bottom section, and then the top section is this tube of lycra aero fabric with ribs on, and the ribs are designed to disrupt that boundary layer of airflow and act as turbulators. It's a technical word. So that they trip the airflow and cause it to stick to the lower leg for longer and then create a smaller wake behind the leg. But that nice aero fabric that you get on your lower part of your leg, it's not very good at staying up. Anyone that's worn aero socks has probably experienced this.
I remember having like sticky spray, spraying on my legs to make the socks stick.
Yeah, a hack is hairspray.
Yeah.
Yeah, good hack if anyone's got normal
You've got
aero
plenty of that,
socks.
haven't you?
Thanks, Manon. So SILCA's gone about it a different way, and what they've done is they've knitted a sock so that it stays up. But if you look, you can see you've got these little sort of chevrons knitted into the side of the sock, which create that turbulent layer of airflow. They trip the air. They're intended to trip the air. So that is a 3D pattern that's woven into the sock.
If you would just to look at that sock, it just looks like a cool detail on the top.
Yeah.
Aero advantage.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I mean, whether or not it's as effective as the other ones, who knows?
One way to find out.
But if they stay upright more, maybe they could be a bit, I don't know.
I think they're going to look better anyway.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. Yeah.
The Global Bike Festival is happening again this year in Saalbach. We can't wait. Ollie can't wait. Last year was amazing.
It was so good.
I saw Ollie down a beer quicker than Dan Lloyd.
And all of GMBN.
And all of GMBN, which is very
You wouldn't have thought that,
impressive.
would you?
No.
But it's true story. It did happen.
I saw it with my very own eyes, and it was amazing. We did some epic rides out there too. But here is a quick sizzle reel to get you in the mood.
It reminded me of last year. You may remember I did the epic road trip in the Uber van.
You did.
Yeah,
that was cool.
It was so much fun. I'd quite like to. I might do another van trip this year then.
Yeah, out to the festival.
I'll be up for that. Yeah. If you want to check out the festival, check out the website. You can also book tickets there as well if you like the look of it.
Come join us. Anyway, what's next? No Pins news.
Oh yes, some interesting news from the clothing brand No Pins. So recently retired pro Alex Dowsett, he has partnered with No Pins and he's actually bought into the company and become a shareholder, which is pretty cool because he's a rider that was always into tech and aero, my favourite things.
Bit like you.
Yeah, but he's also, unlike me, a hugely talented rider, very experienced at the highest level of the sport.
You're very talented, Ollie.
Thanks,
Back
Manon.
yourself.
But so it'll be really interesting to see what insight he can bring to No Pins because he's going to be working on them to develop their products and their aero suits and things going forwards, which I'm excited about.
Very cool.
Quick bit of rapid fire tech news now.
Go on.
Junior gears. So this is a UCI rule change, which we're happy about. They've abolished the need for junior gears, and now British Cycling has jumped onto that as well.
Oh, really?
Other, national bodies have. So in the past,
That's big news.
It is. If you are unfamiliar with this, juniors had to use restricted gearing. So the thinking was that they would injure themselves or go too fast or damage their bodies as they were developing if they had big, massive 5311 chain sets. So now that's been scrapped. They can, because modern thinking is that it doesn't actually harm kids. And I think one of the other big pressures has probably come from manufacturers because it's become increasingly difficult to source special junior cassettes for like the new 12-speed drivetrains. But yeah, good UCI rule change.
We like.
Yeah. Other big thing is the Tour de Zwift has started this week. So, if you're looking to do some online workouts, get fit in January as like everyone is.
Yes.
Then if you want to do some fun workouts where you're riding with other people and there's like a sense of community, you can do that. Or alternatively, or in addition to that, you could do some of our GCN rides throughout Jan.
On the GCN Club on Zwift. You've been doing some?
Yeah, you've been doing some. Yeah. When's my next one? I need to look. Bear with. Oh, yes. I've got it.
Go on. When is it?
My next one is Monday the 16th of January at 6 p.m. GMT. Come join me there and you can try and drop me. You probably will drop me.
Probably, yeah. But we have actually got rides every single day, so if you didn't want to do that one, you can come and join mine or something. I've got loads.
Okay. Right, it's time now for comments of the week. Manon, do the jingle.
Oh, I'm trying to think of a jingle.
Do a jingle.
Comment. Oh, it's the same jingle.
Just do, that's...
Comments of the week. I want to rap. I can't rap. How?
Try it, just try it.
Comments of the
Hang on
week.
a minute. Hang on a minute.
Do a beatbox.
Comments of the week.
Let's move on quickly, please. Anyway.
First comment from Reginald Scott, who says, now this was under last week's show when it was like unpopular cycling opinions. This is Reginald's unpopular opinion. No power meter, no Strava, no Zwift, rim brakes, aluminium bikes. Basically, I want how life was when I fell in love with cycling before big money ruined it. That got like 14 replies.
And 116 likes. But I have to disagree because I think a lot of those things have made cycling better.
Yeah, I like rim brakes, I do, and I like aluminium bikes, but I also like carbon bikes, and I also like disc brakes. And I do like Zwift, because right now in the UK, the weather is horrific.
Yep, second that.
And as a scientist, I love that you can quantify the sport of cycling with power meters, but not everyone needs all these things.
You can have a simple life, you don't have to have these things. You can
live your life, do your life. Next comment from Sebastian Machado.
I thought Ollie was cool. Turns out he's a gravel-denying boomer.
Yeah.
What's that about,
So this
Ollie?
is about me basically saying my unpopular opinion was that I think gravel bikes are pointless. But I need to qualify this a bit. So I read a lot of comments on the show last week, and I admit you can have fun on gravel bikes. The problem is that in the UK, where I live and do 99% of my riding, I don't think we have much quality gravel. Whereas like you go to America and it's amazing, and there's loads.
Have you actually been on many gravel rides in the UK?
Yes.
I think you need to go out and explore more.
Okay.
I know we don't have those big, wide, smooth gravel roads, but we do have some gnarlier, fun stuff.
There's a good comment here from Chris Gibson, who noticed a continuity error. New Year, same T-shirt from Alex. Alex just wears the same clothes all the time, but
you've mixed it up today with a new T-shirt, jumper.
Yeah, well, we've got some new T-shirts that have been sent in from a viewer. We need to show this. There you go.
New year, new shirt.
Right, where's the letter? This is wicked. We have the best fans. Right.
We do.
So this is from Brett and Christine from Birmingham. They've made us some T-shirts.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah. What do you think of these? The UCI has no jurisdiction here. And there's a picture of...
It's got all our slogans on there as well.
There's a picture of a bike that the UCI does have jurisdiction over. It's a Hope Lotus.
Big and smalls, super nice, farms
cool
aligned. Love that.
Yeah. Oh, thanks so much, guys.
Love it.
That is funny. It made us all laugh in the office upstairs when we got this parcel. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Anyway, where were we?
Next comment from Derek O'Gamer, who says, Ollie, most bikes aren't fit for form. They need a more relaxed geometry for the average rider. Ollie, 10 seconds later, gravel bikes are pointless. Yes, okay.
You got absolutely rinsed.
I told you it was unpopular opinions. Clearly, I was right because it was unpopular.
Very true.
And so gravel bikes are all those things. I concede. Yes, you're all right. I was wrong.
Anyway, the next video that you did with Dan, when it commented in from Ash, Ollie getting a free...
was with, Dan Bigham, aero video.
Consultation prior to the TT season.
Yeah, why not? Get what you can.
What tips? What was your main tips about the socks?
Yeah, aero socks. Wear aero socks. I wore them before.
There was another, there was lots of comments saying how good the video was as well, and this was one of the best videos. Yeah,
everyone that's watched that thought it was really. I mean, there is really useful information in there about how anyone can get faster. So yeah, if you want some really interesting tech insights from the guy that does it at Ineos, then, check it out. Right, I think...
Oh, no, we've got
some
comments.
more. Right.
And this was under a GCN video.
Oh, this is the one where we raced Joe Dombrowski?
Yes, on the Euro bike.
And the new Villiers.
Yeah.
Which is the Astana paint job, which is beautiful.
We'll get onto that in a minute. Ollie's track stand at the light was mint, not even a wobble. There was loads of comments about how good your track stand was, by the way. I mean, 355 likes on that comment.
Yeah.
And that track stand was the most impressive thing in the whole video.
Maybe we should do a video on track standing.
That would be cool. Who can track stand the longest?
Or do it no-handed.
Can you do no-handed? Put this up.
I can do no-handed like that, yeah.
Can you actually do no-handed?
Like that, yeah.
What, you just wobble your hips?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I like this. Please stop.
Well, there you go. Anyway, well, thanks for all your comments. More comments next week. Do you know what we've got now? Some snacks. Yes.
It's the only reason I'm here.
Check this out.
Wow.
Right. So, a friend of the channel, I know he's a big GCN fan, is Chris Baum. He's sent us stuff before. He's a bit of a legend. He lives out in Nebraska.
Wow.
It's a long way away, right? Anyway.
Have these snacks come all the way from Nebraska?
He sent us these.
Ollie, why are they open already?
I may have opened them before this.
Wow.
Right. He's also sent us some
chocolate meltaways. Oh my God.
Oh, the chocolate meltaways. You get them in Nebraska. They're special Nebraska chocolates. They're really good. He sent them before once. They're really nice.
The red ones are milk chocolate.
He's also sent us some coffee from the mill, which is in Lincoln in Nebraska. Now,
is this local coffee?
Yeah, it's really good. He sent it before.
Make sure to share this coffee. You can make everyone a brew upstairs in a bit.
He sent us some. Some beef jerky, and he's also sent a jersey, which is for me, for his Lincoln Abrahams cycling team.
I'm sorry, I love beef jerky.
Do you?
Can I have some of this?
Yeah, of course you can.
Oh, gosh,
and he's also sent some.
spoilt.
This is cool. He sent a smaller little packet of chocolates for John Cannings.
Oh,
so I will make sure that John Cannings gets these backstage. He works behind the scenes.
We'll get them.
John says thanks. Yeah, so that's really cool. Thanks so much for that.
What a treat.
Yeah, they are really good, those chocolates.
They are.
Yeah,
Christmas
cheers.
all over again.
Cheers, Chris Baum.
Thank you.
Right, time for the bike vault. If you're unfamiliar, this is the part of the show where you submit pictures of your bikes in the GCN app, and then everyone can vote on them, whether they're nice or super nice. And we also vote. We judge them, and if they're super nice, Manon rings the bell.
We have the final say.
And they go in the bike vault forever. Right, so first up, what was the most super nice bike of the last week in the bike vault as voted for by everyone on the GCN app?
Ollie's bike. Well, it's not actually your bike.
No, it's not my bike.
It is.
But I took the picture. It's the new Villiers that we rode against Joe Dombrowski.
That is
the new Astana
stunning.
Villiers. Yeah.
Stunning paint
It
job.
is. Oh yeah. That is. I said it in the vid, but that is the most nice, the super nicest pro team stock paint job I've ever seen.
It makes my eyes nice and warm.
Yeah, it's like this blue marble, and it's great. I love it. Yeah, there you go.
If you want to watch that video, head over to GCN.
Yeah. Are you gonna ring the bell? Who's next?
Next up we have
R. Gonzalez C92.
Yeah.
With a GW Letras.
Oh.
Ooh.
Very grey day.
It is. It's where is it? Where on
Or has
earth
this been edited to make it look a bit moody?
I think so. It's a Smally Biggs.
That is the only thing that's standing out.
Yeah.
Is this a really small bike, or is it the angle?
It is really small. I think we have to give that one a nice.
Yeah, I'm going to say nice. It's not
nice.
screaming out at me.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
a cool bike though. That could be a super nice.
Yeah. Next one in from Archie07 with a
Cannondale
Canyon.
CF SLX.
Canyon.
Oh, Canyon, sorry. Yes.
This is...
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah. Clean. It's ticking that. Yeah. It's all clean. It's all good.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Ringing that
Lined up
now.
the wheels. Made it easy. Good photo.
Great example.
Marco with K is next
Ooh.
with a BMC Time Machine 01. Ooh.
Again, love that paint job.
He's lined it all up, hasn't he?
He's thought about this.
Nice Pirelli tyres on there. Clean drive, very clean chain. Biggie Smalls. cranks aligned, bottles removed. Although, do you know what? I would allow the bottles to remain in a bike like that because
if they were nice bottles.
Yeah, but they're like the special aero bottle cages that integrate the bottle and make it more aero. That's probably a bike that's more aero with bottles than without.
Missing a trick there. Supernice?
Yeah, that's easy, isn't it?
Yeah. Next in from Raymond.
L. With an Orbea OMX.
Oh, is that...
It's like my old one.
I was going to say, I recognise that bike.
Yeah, I had one that was that exact same paint job.
I had those forks.
Yeah.
I think a different colour.
I had those forks. That's cool, isn't it?
This is good too.
I like this one, just because it reminds me of my bike. I don't have that bike anymore.
Valves aren't aligned.
They're not, and it's not quite in Biggie Smalls.
I think we could let that slide.
What a cool place it is. Whereabouts is that?
Does it say?
I don't know, but it looks great. I want to ride there. It's a really nice bike.
Malaysia.
I really like it. Malaysia. Oh.
Stunning.
What, should we give it super nice?
Go on. It's January, we all need a bit of
we need more positivity.
Vibes.
Yes. Camille has a BMC time machine as well.
Ooh.
Another BMC time machine. Wow.
Ooh.
What do you think of that? I think, again...
Look at all the ducks in the background.
Ducks and sheep and...
Something not quite right here, and I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah. The wheels aren't properly done, but
I think it's the way it's on the fence.
Yeah.
But, I mean, everything else is pretty good. Valves. But they're kind of like that.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
There's a bit of chimney hiding in there amongst the ducks.
Oh, cheeky bit of chimney. Love that.
Yeah. I think it's a nice... Because I think that is such a beautiful bike.
Not doing it justice.
This needs to be presented better.
I agree.
The jaunty angle is not doing it for me.
What do we have?
I think that's the end of the bike.
That was a quick one. Yeah. That was way too fast for my liking.
Yeah, right. Well, that means, unfortunately, it's time to the end of the show. But I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, share it with your friends if you've got any. And make sure you like and subscribe and check out the Global Bike Festival. Yeah, and hopefully Alex will be back next week if he doesn't get eaten by bears. No, he's not back next week. Is he not? No. He's on a long trip out in Australia. Oh. Is it me again? I think so. See you next week.